Hi everybody, Jess-c here, back with another speed coloring video. This time we're using Kraftin Kimmie stamps, a bit smart-assy set. I love this set, seriously, it's my all-time favorite. I almost had a meltdown. I posted on their Facebook group about how I thought I lost my stamp and ripped everything. Oh, it was horrible. Anyway, I'm going in with the standard, my standard skin tone color, so E0000, E04, E11, E21, E00. Yeah. So, my purpose in this whole image was, if you guys have ever seen Becky Pierce color, that woman is absolutely amazing. Like, the way she colors simply floors me, and I can't do it. I attempted it with this video, and I failed, but it was worth it for the first try. I'll eventually get her figured out. I will. I'm determined, because I want to be able to do that. I don't want to be able to do it all the time because, I mean, it's not my specific style, but I really love the way her stuff looks, and it would be nice to be able to incorporate some of that once in a while into what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm just going through and adding in my dark shadows and doing some of my shaping, like with my elbows and the ankle bones and that kind of stuff. What I really like about this set is that they're just curvy, chunky women baking muffins, and, you know, they're just great. The sentiments for it are hilarious. If you don't have this set, I will put a link to it down below. As I said in the previous video, Kraftin Kimmie's, once her rubber stamps are out of stock, the manufacturer is no longer producing stamps, so there will be no more. So I would buy this set like yesterday if you don't own it. It's great. So back in with my E11, and we're just bending out all of our shadows and softening everything up a little bit. Just like I always do, adding in my nose bridge shadow and my eyelids and all the stuff that isn't in the line art. So the way I went about trying to mimic Becky's style is I went in with a black and a gray polychromos pencil at the end, which I don't think is how she does it. I do think she actually does it with her markers, but I could be wrong on that too. It was just a guess, so maybe we'll try pulling it off with markers next time. Who knows? I will figure her out eventually. I will. Anyway, going into her pants, I'm using the BV series. I like this gray just because it does have that purple undertone to it, and I think this color is absolutely stunning. This color combo is magnificent. So I'm leaving a little bit of a white edge behind just to give them a little bit of a highlight. Instead of having my shadow right at the very edge of everything, there's that slight little gap. So it takes me a little longer to map everything out just because I'm not particularly used. Sorry, I had to stop the recording there for a second. I'm not exactly sure where I left off, but it takes me a little bit longer to map this out because I'm not used to coloring with leaving that extra highlight around my darks. So it takes me a little bit longer, but that's all right. Challenges are a good thing, and different techniques and different styles and stuff. You might find things that you incorporate all the time, things you don't, things you play with once in a while. Kind of like being able to change things up just a little bit every now and again. So you're gonna find that I can't speak English. My shading looks a little bit off some places, but the pants get fixed quite a bit when I go in with my pencil crayons at the end. So I wasn't too worried about it at this point. They did get 2 coats of color though. So we just follow through and do it again. Have I told you? Actually, I know I have. How much I love this image. So fun. So fun. I don't have much to tell you. It's December right now. You guys probably won't see this till January. But that's okay. Nothing like being ahead for a change. It won't last for long, trust me. See, so at the end when I come through on this last round, I go outside, like I do that part that I've been leaving white with the lighter color. So it finishes it off. Now we're going into the hair, and I use the E40 range. I love the E40s. The E40s and the E70s are just, I don't know. They're one of my favorites. I reach for them all the time. All the time. So we're just flicking through the hair like I do with everything else. The hair is rather small on this. I don't get as much detail as I usually do, but it's all good. Looks really great at the end. You get a couple of strands in each. I think it's very pretty. Make sure you don't color her headband into the hair, because I almost did that. And I'm not sure why. I usually film on a little bit more of an angle for you guys so that my hand's not in the way of everything I'm doing, and apparently I didn't do that. And it looks like I'm almost straight up and down, which means you can't see much, and I'm terribly sorry. Especially in terms of the hair, because you have no idea what I'm doing. You just get to look at my hand in the way. I do turn my paper quite a bit, especially when I'm doing hair, just because I'm getting those flicks, and I'm trying to get my flicks to look the way I want them to look, and if I don't turn the paper, I can't make it do what I want it to do. So you might as well color the way that's easier for you, as opposed to forcing yourself to hold your paper right side up. So you can see where I paused there. I'm just kind of looking to see exactly where I'm going to put what and where I'm going to leave those little white gaps like I did in the pants, because I want to be consistent through the image. And instead of using BG18 as my darkest, because I do use 15 and 13, I went with the 9, and that's just because it's a little more blue. It's a little, or I shouldn't say blue, it's a little brighter than the BG18 is. So I'm going to go through the 15 and start blending everything out. 13 and do the same thing. And I miss a little piece above her arm there of her apron, which is fine because I go in and I end up actually adding this color into the oven mitts later on, so I have to bring it back out anyway. So we just carry on blending it all out. I do believe I put 2 layers of this one on as well. The 32, I think this color just fits beautifully into that combination, and then the 10 to finish it off. That 32, it just seems to fit. Why, I'm not sure. I could be completely wrong, but it works for me. So here we go in with our second coat, and then we get to the shirt, and it took me 2 days to pick a color for the shirt, because I don't pick out my pattern paper that I'm going to use on the card prior to coloring the image. I usually color actually upstairs, and my studio's in the basement. So I do most of my coloring and filming on my couch. Shh, it's a secret. And then I make my card downstairs. So I just pick whatever colors I want to use, and then I try and find paper that works with it when I get downstairs. And I was like, I could do it pink, I could do it red, and then I'm like, green, yellow. I ended up going with orange. And the orange combination, I actually blended it out into more of a yellow, so I think I like it. Would I do it again? I don't know. But I did this, it's YR0704, and then I did Y17, 15, 13, and 11. So there's a lot of colors in this shirt to get it to blend out nice. And then her headband and her shoes are the same color. And the little heart on her apron goes this color as well. But I have the finished image in front of me while I'm narrating this for you all, and I'm happy with it. With using the black pencil and stuff like that, I would probably go with pink next time. Just because I don't know, I think it makes it look a little more dirty, grungy that I was looking for than I expected. But that's okay. It'll go on a card, and I think it's very pretty irregardless. Not irregardless. Regardless. See? English, Jessie. It's your first language. So now we're coming in with our yellows, and we're just blending it all together now. And I think it just looks really, really pretty. And I cut it out after, but I left those stripes on her arms white, and I ended up going in and just using the yellows to color those in. And I didn't know what I was going to do with them forever. Then I ended up not recording it, or I recorded it and just cut it out of the video. You'll see it's like magic tricks. Suddenly they're yellow, see? And here's where I come in and do the oven mitts and that top piece of her apron. So I'm still leaving that little white edge all the way around. Sorry, that's my son in the background. That little white edge all the way around, just to have it look consistent. I mean, don't want to start with one thing and finish with another. All right, so we're just filling it in. Again, same combination for the rest that I used on the apron prior. I don't know why I can't speak today. I don't know what to talk about, y'all. If you have anything you'd like me to talk about or explain better when I'm doing these voiceovers, leave me a comment down below for sure, because I could be missing something that I think is obvious and you guys don't see it. I don't know, because I voice it after I color it. So what I did on the muffin tin is I used C5 as my darkest, and ended at C1. And then on her apron and her oven mitts and all of that, I used C3 as my darkest and C0 was my lightest. Just gave me a little bit of variation, but I wanted to use the cool grays all the way through. So, and then on our muffins, I used the E50s, and it was 59, 57, 55, and 53. I'm not entirely happy with the muffins. I think I probably could have spent a little more time and put a little more texture into them, but they look like chocolate muffins or bran muffins. I love bran muffins. Round, I'm sorry. So now here's where you see me come in with my Polychromos pencils and what I'm going to do with those. And I'm just going to start with all the dark areas. And I'm using very, very light pressure. I'm not coloring hard, and I'm not laying in a ton of color, and I'm not laying in any solid color, really. And I'm just following those dark shadows. I might be pulling them out a little bit more than they were naturally. Especially when I get into these colors, it was a very, very light hand. It does make a drastic difference in person. It's showing up fairly well on the camera, but it's a drastic difference in person. And it's just a matter of coming in with that really, really light hand and going over it a couple times and allowing the color to, like when you color really light with your pencil, you get that wash, and it's kind of like, even on the real smooth paper, you kind of get a grain to it and you can see through your color, I guess. So like if you were to brush it just over white, you'd have the black, but the white would show through the black still. I hope that makes sense. So the nice part is when you're doing this and you're laying it on really, really light, your color's still coming through that black, as long as you're not putting a lot of pressure and making it super dark. Here I'm coming in with the gray just to blend it out a little further and not have that harsh black come so far. But you're seeing through it all is the whole purpose I was trying to achieve with them. Sometimes, I mean, I want it darker and whatever else, but in this case, no. And it was nice just to have the pencils do what I wanted them to do and have that color come through and them not be so harsh and drastic like I just made a big black shadow, right? So we're coming to the end and finishing it up. I'm very, very happy with this image. I think she's absolutely darling. I can't wait to put her on a card. When you guys see this and pop over to my blog, the card will be there at the time that this video does go live. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this. Links to my blog, my Etsy, my other social media, if I remember, my Patreon channel, if you're interested in supporting me over on Patreon, will all be listed down below. The links for all of the products used will be for sure over on my blog. Could possibly also be down below if I remember to do that. And thanks for watching, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, of course, ask them. I will definitely get back to you. Have a great day, and I hope to talk to you all soon. Bye for now.